So to get right to it, there is a vote in the Senate tomorrow. All the Democrats from the House of Representatives, the Democrats, all 200 plus of them. One, I think it was one Democrat that did not vote for the Republican Trump Elon bill, their CR resolution. And what happened was the Republicans voted unanimously. They had one that didn't vote, one Democrat, one Republican. The Republicans ended up passing their bill. Democrats have no leverage. People out here, like the constituents all over America, even Republican voters, MAGA voters, at this point, even MAGA, they want Democrats to stand strong and fight. I did a impromptu, very quick live yesterday on Hakeem Jeffries. Wasn't it yesterday or the day before yesterday? It was up to him because it was the House of Representatives that had to stand firm. And what I did was get on those Democrats, because the 10 Democrats that censored Representative Al Green, who did the only thing that represents how you really fight for civil rights, for any constitutional rights, things that you need. Representative Al Green stood firm. Anyway, the House of Representatives Democrat side lost. The bill that the Republicans presented, the bill that Elon Musk wanted and also Donald Trump wanted, passed up to the Senate. Now it was up today and tomorrow it was up to the Democratic senators to stand together, unanimously reject the bill that was passed through the House. Republicans are coming up with all kinds of manipulative, deceptive tactics to play in the faces of the Democrats. And there's always one or some of them that falls for it. And this time, Senator Schumar, he is falling for manipulation. I feel that Trump took him out to lunch because they said somebody went out to lunch with some of the Republicans earlier today. Come to find out, he changed his tune. Schumer is now going to vote with the Senate Republicans and Elon Musk and Trump. The downside to that, if he does not vote with them, then they have to vote by themselves. In fact, they should, because as I keep hearing the Democrats say, which is a true statement, Republicans won big. Whether they cheated to win or not, they won big. They have the House, they have the Senate, and they have the executive branch, which is the presidency. It's their government. Their government. They can vote on their own bill. Why are they manipulating Democrats? And more importantly, why are Democrats still falling for it? This is why Democrats lost. Democrats need, to me, if you too old for this, except Bernie Sanders and some of the older ones, but I mean just some. If you are too old to fight, then you need to be removed. You need to be primaried up out of that senator office, or you need to be removed up out of the House of Representatives, because Schumer caved in. And what I was going to say earlier is I think Trump called him. I'm suspicious that Trump got on the phone with Schumer. Schumer is he's the minority Senate leader of the Democrats. So just like Hakeem Jeffries, he's the House leader of the Democrats. Schumer caved in. Real quick, because I gotta go. I want to play how this went down. So earlier today, Trump he had a press conference, and on the conference, people, the reporters are asking him questions. They asked about what does he feel about, with their question about what does he feel about Democrats holding the line and not voting to help you pass your bill that's going to potentially slash Medicaid, Medicare, that's going to take away cancer research that helps sick kids, that's going to take away grants and loans, and going to provide tax cuts for people that's already rich, that don't have to worry about Social Security and Medicaid. Trump's response, check this out.
Democrats for 30 years straight have said if there's a shutdown, bad things happen. do you anticipate direct negotiations yourself with conference leader of the Democrats, Chuck Schumer?
If they need me, I'm there 100%. It's right now it's 2 or 3 people. If it shuts down, it's not the Republicans' fault. You know, we passed a bill where we had an incredible Republican vote. We only had one negative vote, a grandstander. You know, one grandstander. There's always a grandstander in the lot.
If it doesn't pass, it is Democrats' fault. Republicans, Thumer, whatever his name is, he's the leader of the Republicans. Their leader. He said on the news in front of millions of Americans that it's going to be Democrats' fault. I heard him say that earlier today. Mike Johnson, he's the leader of the House. Mike Johnson, Republican leader of the House. He was on the news saying if it don't pass, it's Democrats' fault, when that's a funky lie. But this is how they manipulate your soft behind every time. I could see through it. I don't know how y'all got elected. I don't. After all these years, some of these senators and some of these House reps, you need to stop electing them. They not fighting for you. And that includes Marjorie Taylor Greene. Y'all need to stop voting for these people that's not helping you. Some of these people got donors that are rich. They become commercialized. They're not authentic anymore. They lose their flavor. So you need to stop voting for some of these people. To have Mike Johnson, to have Thumer, to have Trump, I can tell you face value what they're doing. I knew it when Trump said it on his press conference. I knew they was manipulating you. That's all they had to tell Schumer. That's all he had to say. It's your fault. That's a manipulation tactic. There's still time, Schumer. We need to make sure, whoever hears this video, God darn it, we need to make sure Senator Schumer stands firm and tell him, shut the government down. Shut it down. Hey, family, help your family if the government gets shut down. It's time to help your family so we can stand firm. You might be saving your family from losing their Social Security. You may be saving your family from that nursing home being removed from, and then you're going to have to take care of your parent. Take care of your own parent on your dime. Take care of your own parents. Stop putting them in nursing homes. Since you don't want to help, why don't we get Schumer to do it? Or people just throw their parents in nursing homes and forget about them and go see them every now and then and act like they didn't raise you and struggle for you. Maybe you should take care of your family. Other than that, you need to get on the phone call. I've been calling, and my plan was to call some of them 10. I did call off the live. Some of the 10 Congress for Democrats who voted against Al Green. When Al Green stood up in front of that State of the Union, and when he said, Trump, we didn't give you a mandate to cut Medicaid, and he got put out, he got asked to leave, while everybody else holding up bingo signs, talking about Elon's a liar, picket signs, or auction signs, and wearing pink, making no noise. Al Green stood up and he made noise, and that's how you fight. You got to be ready to be disruptive, ready to get kicked out. That's how you fight. How do you think my ancestors and some of your ancestors got any of these laws passed? You think they sat around with picket signs? You think they caved in and said, okay, bend over? No, they didn't. Them people was killed. Them people got locked up. They got dogs chased at them. But laws got passed, and you eating off the laws. Some of you are eating off laws that you voted against. So this is crazy. Trump just manipulated him. He just manipulated him. I knew when he said it, when I watched this earlier, that he was being manipulative. Easy. Trump is a cons man, in my opinion, and this man is from New York. He's from Queens. They know how to play you. They got in it. They know how to play you. They just, that's the big city. They know what to do. They know what to say. Y'all got to be ready. Y'all got to be ready for this type of play. So I knew Trump was manipulative when he said that it's going to be the Democrats' fault. I know how to manipulate people. He put it in your head. Plant the seed in your thought pattern. And then because Chuck Schumer, he already got a lot of pressure on him because he know he's the leader of the Senate, Democrat side. If he don't make that decision, either way, he gonna hurt. He's gonna be scared either way. He's gonna have to shut the government down and go with the rest of the Democrats and the rest of the world and let the government get shut down. Be ready for whatever. Be ready to say shut it down. That's gonna put pressure on him. Or he has to go with what Trump and Elon want and risk them taking a blank check and spending money where they want. And we could see what they want to do with the money, can't we? Trump is canceling they done try to fire federal employees. Half the federal education employees are gone, taking away public school education, allowing Elon to install power plants in black neighborhoods in Mississippi, or where is that girl from? Yeah, Mississippi. And then he's allowing it to happen in some Republicans are also living in them rural and urban areas where those power plants, just too much going on. So either way, Chuck Schumer was going to have a difficult time with his decision. Either way, it was going to be backlash. But what his people was saying was stand firm. Don't give in. Don't give the Republicans what they want. They was telling them, they was saying this is the only leverage we have right now, right here. We do not have the majority. Republicans are not even being fair. They're not working with Democrats. A lot of the necessities and luxuries we live with, like Medicaid, and some of y'all got food stamps, some of you got Section 8. That's from Democrats. Republicans voted against you, but Democrats had the majority most of the time since Obama. So because they had a majority, they was passing bills that help people that's middle class and down, middle class to poor. But Republicans, the whole time, we didn't know they was voting against all those bills. So when you get the opportunity, Chuck, what you do is you vote against your own interests again. You don't. That tells me that, look, Chuck did not listen to anybody. Again, Democrats are known to not listen to their constituents. They're not known to listen to each other, their own teammates. They won't listen. Finally, you had almost a unanimous agreement that Joe was not going to vote with the Republicans because you know that he got tricks all up his sleeve. But what I think happened again is I think Trump either took that man out to lunch or Trump called Senator Chuck Schumer and he got weak in the knees. He didn't even listen. This dude did not listen to nobody. It's the millions of people telling him, don't do it. Look, just don't do it. Don't go with the Republicans. You're the leader. You get the finals. You're going to give your vote. You're going to screw it up for everybody else. This is so crazy, man. They need to vote him out of the Senate. Vote him out. If he's not going to listen to the people that elected him, get him out of there. Anyone that's not listening to the whole of the people, they need to be removed. Well, anyway, here is when we saw him bend over backwards and make a dumb decision, a very foolish decision. And he know he's making a foolish decision. Now, this video is 10 minutes. I'm not playing the whole thing, but just get the tone of how he fell victim to Trump's scheme. Easy.
For sure, the Republican bill is a terrible option. It is not a clean CR. It is deeply partisan. It doesn't address far too many of this country's needs. But I believe allowing Donald Trump to take even much more power via a government shutdown is a far worse option. And before I explain why, let me be clear about one thing. No one on my side of the aisle wants a government shutdown. Members who support this CR do not want a government shutdown. Members who oppose this CR do not want a government shutdown. Members who oppose this CR want the Republicans to take their responsibilities more seriously and to negotiate spending bills that will address the many needs of the American people. I respect them for that. Unfortunately, though,
he don't respect them. He's lying. You know who he respect? He respect Trump and the Republicans that he just said. Whatever he
this
just
Republican
said,
Party,
Republicans will not help Democrats passed bills. That whole check we got, the whole stimulus we thought Trump gave us. No, that wasn't Trump. That was the Democrats. We are learning it today that most of the goods and the necessities, the things we need and the luxuries that we had was due to Democrats. They voted for these things. So I don't understand his speech. He goes on, and I'm not playing the rest. Basically, the man fell victim to Trump's scheme, to Elon's scheme, to what they wanted. Now they get a blank check. And what they do with the monies are federal taxes, all these trillions of dollars that are checked. We don't have a choice that comes out. Now Republicans they ceded their constitutional job, which is to sit with Democrats, do a bipartisan two-way deal, disperse the monies to go to the different places, appropriate where money goes. Republicans who have the majority in this bill they're talking about, they gave the responsibility to Trump. They gave it to Trump. Trump, you decide where you want money to go and don't go. That's the Republican job. For somebody that's always calling a certain race, black people, lazy, why did you give your job to Trump? So here's my reason. Republicans gave the job to Trump so that when that BS happened, nobody will blame them. And just like they're scapegoating, everybody's like, what should Democrats do? Democrats need to come harder. Democrats is failing. But we are not talking about what Republicans need to do as much as we're talking about what Democrats are not doing. We need to start pressuring the Republicans who have the majority. Or can we now? Because they just gave their responsibility to Trump. Trump is going to decide now where the money goes. For the majority of the monies, Trump's going to decide. Now, this is the same Trump that just in December when they had another bill that they was passing. Y'all remember that? December 30, before Christmas, the 24th. They stayed in there and they had to work hard. They had a deal, but Elon tweeted, shut the government down. So the Republicans canceled the bipartisan deal they had, and it was about to shut the government down. They allowed Trump to control that deal, where the money goes. Just like then, they at least had a bipartisan conversation with the Democrats. Not this time. So the bills, from my understanding, are passed from September through September. That's how, when we get our check, we compartmentalize, or we, portion our money where we want it to go. We use budget. We got to pay this bill, that thing. That's what they do in Congress. That's their job, to sit down with each other, both sides, and decide and vote. But what Republicans did in this scenario, what they're voting on tomorrow as a finalization, they're voting that they don't have to decide until September. Trump can. Trump will be able to determine majority of the money where it goes, as if Trump is going to want to pay Medicaid and Social Security. Do Trump want that? Well, let's take a look. He's canceling and cutting off all federal money workers right now. Elon is talking about how the Social Security is a Ponzi scheme. The money they forcing us to come out of our fucking check, he's talking about is a Ponzi scheme. Now that pisses me off. I just quit one job because I don't, and not because, but one of the reasons is I don't want my money going to rich people. I don't want to forcefully taking my money. Why you telling you on Twitter, on X, which I got off of because of Elon on X being racist all day long, reposting racial slurs and posts. I got sick of it. I got sick and tired of sitting on somebody's app who don't like me. So my money's going to have to go to this man. Y'all got to know what's happening out here. And the fact that Schumer caved in, it just tells me that Democrats fuck up. You should not have caved in. You should, and you still have time. But this is some weak BS. I sure did call Senator Schumar. There's no voicemail after hours. I mean, unless they cut it off, because I didn't get a voicemail. I left him a message on the website. And I hope y'all do too. But okay, here's what AOC felt. Earlier today, I saw that she posted on her Instagram this. Excuse me. She said, everyone needs to call their Democratic senator right now. They are starting to cave. Ocasio-Cortez of New York warned in a social media post, alluding to comments from Senate Democrats indicating that they could support the government funding package that Republicans rammed through the House on Tuesday. She said it should be very clear to every Senate Democrat that any vote for cloture will also be considered a vote for the bill, she added, referring to the process of ending debate on legislation. According to Punchbowl, one unnamed Democratic senator suggested a group of Democrats could vote with Republicans to end debate, which would mean the bill needs just a simple majority and only GOP votes to pass. People aren't going to be tricked with procedural games, AOC wrote. They know exactly what is going on. Defend Medicaid. Vote no on cloture. No on bill. And she provided the number, and it's there. Call the switchboard. 202-224-3121. There's still time, y'all. Now, here was some senator names that was undecided. Democratic senators who are undecided on the funding package, according to one tally, include Senator Mark Warner of Virginia, Mark Kelly, Arizona, Ruben Gallego, Arizona, John Ossoff. Wow, John, because he's trying to run for Georgia senator. I thought wait a minute, well, okay, keep going. Elisa Slotkin, Democrat. He's trying to run again for senator. John Ossoff, Gary Peters, Maggie Hassan, Michael Bennett, and John Hickenlooper. It's crazy. All those people was undecided, man. Knowing what they know. They know that they can't trust Trump, Elon, and the Republicans. Republicans ain't giving nothing but their ass to kiss. It wouldn't be a decision for me. Bitch, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I don't trust nothing you say. I trust hardly nothing of what you do either. Like, why would you even do this? And why would you even agree or succumb to pressure of them? They don't even have your best interest. This is how weak Democrats are. Some of them. But you know what? There's a raising up of some strong ones. And I really respect the ones you see on my screen. There's more. I actually used to respect Jared Moskowski. What's his name? I'm so sorry. It came out so screwed up. I respected Jared, but Jared also censored. He censored Representative Al Green. And to me, that tells me you're not really for my people. You're not really for us. If you was for us, you would stand with us. And this is telling me Schumer's not really for us, and his ass needs to be removed. He should not be a leader. If you're not going to do motherfucking when Republicans, they've been flooding the zone, and they have been unanimously sticking together, right or wrong or indifferent. And guess what? They'll laugh at Democrats to their face, and Democrats still not getting it. Still not getting it. But here's earlier what Jasmine Crockett said.
Hey, I hope y'all can hear me. Let me know if you can. It's a bit loud here. Can y'all hear me? Let me know. I'll go outside, but it's cold, so let me know if you can hear me. Okay, I guess y'all can. All right, perfect. So, excuse me, I'm tired and we're on this retreat, so I'm not trying to necessarily look my best. But I wanted to update y'all, and I wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much for everyone that reached out, called senators, and asked them to hold the line. So, as of yesterday, the Senate did not cave. Instead, Senator Schumar went on the floor, and Senator Schumar made it clear that they did not have the votes. And so that is because of you. I promise you, if this could have just kind of flew under the radar, I absolutely believe that it would have flown under the radar. But here's the thing. I don't know why they're being so loud and rowdy. But here's the thing. We survived a day. We still got another day that we need to survive. So I need to make sure that y'all understand, because I know that there are messages that are going up right now where Democrats are saying we will come back, we will vote for a clean CR. And it's like, well, wait a minute, y'all said that y'all weren't going to vote for the CR. So I just want to make sure that I'm making this very plain. The current continuing resolution, which we're saying the same kind of phrase of CR, but they are not the same. They are not equal, okay? What the Republicans passed out of the House, I just want to make it clear. There are people that are going to be put out in the streets. Like, they did not fully fund the current housing vouchers that we have in that proposal. In addition to that, any of you that are concerned about science, I know the Republicans don't care about science, which is why we have to make sure we make these phone calls. But when it comes down to something like NIH, which is responsible for all of our research and our trials on cancer, on diabetes, all that kind of stuff, right? So what they're doing is they're cutting hundreds of millions of dollars from that funding. But here's the crazy part. When we go through and we do appropriations the way that they're supposed to be done, there's specific line items. They say, okay, it's going to be X amount of dollars for child cancer, X amount of dollars for, brain cancer, X amount of dollars for kidney disease, X amount, like it lays it out how to spend it. When we do a continuing resolution, because it is not supposed to literally be the solution, it is just to get us over, then what happens is they are literally giving Donald Trump and Elon Musk a blank check to do whatever they want to. So for instance, right now I just saw a report earlier today or yesterday about Delta Airlines talking about the fact that they are struggling, or they're anticipating that the struggle is about to be real. Probably for a couple of reasons, but one of them they said was consumer confidence in air travel. We are seeing, I know y'all saw what Southwest just did. So right now we see a tightening of everything because people are losing confidence in air travel. They also are losing confidence that we're not going into a recession, if not a depression. And so they are holding on to their money. So what this does is says we're not specifying how the money has to be spent within the FAA. And therefore, if Elon just wants to say pocket the $4 billion that's been set aside and say, you know what, there's no competition for these contracts, I'm just going to give myself all the money, we going to Starlink this up, and we know what happens with him and his little projects, especially when it comes to air travel. We don't want none of that to happen, right? So it's really important that y'all understand that while we may be using the same phrase, it's not the same. We are agreeable to leaving funding levels at what they are currently set at, okay, which was approved in December, and just doing it for a month. If we do it for a month, here's Rosa. Rosa's right here. Come on, Rosa. Listen, this is the queen herself, y'all. This is the person that should be chairing our appropriations committee, but she's the one that teaches me everything that I know. Even when I first got here as a freshman, Rosa was the one that told us, make sure you get them big fake checks so that your district knows that you're bringing money home. And I absolutely did it.
Amen.
So what I was explaining is about the FAA and how, like, if literally they go through with the funding deal that they're trying to go through, the one that passed out of the House, that it's a blank check for Elon.
Elon Musk. It is all about public safety and his cars and so forth. That they will not be able to investigate any of the difficulties that arise.
Yes. So we don't want to do that, but we are okay with just 30 days so that the pain is not felt across the board with shutting it down, because we already know that people are feeling the pain. And here's the deal. They have had a long time to do their jobs. So what we really need to have trending on social media for Republicans is do your job. They claim that they had a mandate, right? But what we do when we do our funding bills is they last for a year. It's only September to September. Y'all, September was like 6 months ago. They are like 6 months behind already. And now they're saying, never mind, we don't even want to do the work for this year. Instead, we don't want to do the line items because we're afraid that that's going to tick off the king and his prince, whichever one is which, right? Like, that's what they are trying to do. They are being lazy and they are giving over their constitutional duties. Right now, what we need is to make sure that we are not inflicting pain on people. Yes, I know I said shut it down. I know I did. But listen, the Senate, they have come up with an option, and it's an option that Rosa was working on. Rosa, just so y'all know, we are never reckless. We are always looking out for all of Americans, whether they're Democrats, Republicans, or independents. Because when this money gets spent, we don't say, oh, just give it to the Democrats or just give it to the Republicans. When we do these line items, we are forced to come together and work in a bipartisan way. And so the Senate is saying right now, what we will do is keep everything at the levels that they are so that we can minimize the harm and the disruption to people's lives and keep the government open and give y'all another 30 days to do y'all's job. So we need to tell the Republicans, do your job. Come to the table, sit down, go through your 12 appropriations bills, and do your job. Don't sit here and say, well, we're just going to flake on our jobs and go ahead and let Elon and Donald do what they want. Y'all see how they messing up stuff?
Exactly.
We know right now that when we look at things such as the stock market is failing. We know that the cost of groceries are way through the roof. We know that people are losing their jobs. I don't know what's great about this version of America, but I absolutely disagree with it. So we love you, Rosa.
Love you, man.
And that's all I'm saying. She explained it. Nobody could explain it better than her. With what she's trying to say, they all have a purpose. I love the Democrats, these young new ones. Wow, I'm just so impressed with them. But some of the older ones really need to be removed, like Chuck Schumer. So that's what she said. She said the bills go from September through September, and we're in March. When you hear them say Republicans can't govern, that's what they're talking about. They were supposed to have this done by September, and they still don't know what they're doing. Excuse me. It's like you lose your voice and mess up voice and all that when you go live. But the Republicans, they just don't know what they're doing, and they won't reach out to the Democrats for help. That's what they're supposed to do, bipartisanly talk together, come up with something together, and vote on it together and send it up to the Senate House. At this point, this was 9 hours ago. At this point, you heard her mention Schumer. He was with them at that point, the leader of the Senate of Democrats. He was with them at that point. But I'm waiting for her next video, because during this point, she don't know that Schumer changed his mind. I'm sure she knows now, and he's not with us. As you heard, they're taking away the cancer treatments. Same deal. People want to be kicked out of their homes because they want to kick people out of Section 8. They want to take people off of their food stamps. They want to stop people from being able to use Medicaid. They don't want Hispanic people on Medicaid, y'all. Latinas voted for Trump at 70 to 80% between men and women. They voted mostly for them, for their own people to be kicked out this country. And now, as of today, Trump team announced that they are taking over that. They want to get rid of birthright citizenship to the Supreme Court. They was denied at federal level. They going to the Supreme Court to try to get rid of birthright citizenship. Any of y'all have birthright citizenship? But this is what they're doing. Is 70 to 80% of Latinas voted for him. So all I'm saying is it's going to burn for some people, but I don't feel too bad. I don't. Because at that point, I was doing lives earlier on about Linda Catalina talking about how black people can't get over slavery, and we don't want to be. Y'all always trying to keep us with y'all. Y'all always trying to compare us, make us relate to y'all. We don't relate to you. We relate to white people. And at the same time, her family members and loved ones and herself, who could have birthright citizenship. Right now, Trump wants your ass out. He wants you out. So all that running your mouth and trying to have white proximity, where did it get you? It's like everybody want a problem with us, except, and I see, what I love to see is that I see a lot of white people that's back in the fight with us. Because let's not be stupid. White people sit on our side, and there are some that just definitely fought with us, and they know how to fight. But there are some that just don't stand either, and it really sickens me. And there's other people that I'm not feeling real bad for are MAGA. People that voted for Trump after the first time he was president. After. Some of their loved ones died from COVID. Some of their loved ones didn't come out fully because they had strokes. Some of their loved ones, what else? Suffered. Hell. Because of Trump. Their J6, January 6th, what happened then? A lot of them said they wouldn't vote for him because this was catastrophes. But they still voted for him. So they keep voting for this man knowing what he is. I am not the type of person that like to wait till it's too late. I hate that. And I don't like people that do it. Don't wait till it's too late and then say, I'm sorry. What can we do now? No, prevent it, dummy. No, but prevent it. So a lot of them MAGA, they wait till it's too late. They wait until it's too late. They voted for Trump because they don't like black people. Let's keep it real. They voted for Trump because they don't like Hispanic people. They voted for him, some of them, because they thought he was really going to help the economy. Even though I think majority of it was the latter. However, it's some people in black community that started, black men that have pissed me off and disgust me, that voted for Trump. Even though the man was saying and doing things that look like he ain't like black people. They didn't care. They said, ignore that. Trump just talked like that. Oh, he just running. Yeah, you stupid for believing him. You stupid for not believing him. You're stupid for letting somebody talk down on you, knowing how they feel, and you still vote for him. You're a dummy. You're an idiot. Idiot. And I don't feel bad for some people. A little bit, but not much. We still want you on our side, but I don't really feel bad. Because when the tables are turned, would you vote for him again? Probably. Some people don't learn. The hard head never learn. The hard head never learn. I'm done. That's all what I had to say. I was going to play Bernie Sanders, but I am going to go. Shout out to Bernie Sanders, who know how to fight. He should have been our president. I'm sorry he wasn't. And he's out there talking to Republicans. He's in the Republican districts, and he's getting so much love. He's being received with grace. He is effective. He is speaking the language we need. We need more pay for our jobs. We need that. We need an increase in pay, and we need to decrease these rent costs and housing costs. And this is the lines of what he be talking about. We need those percentage rates to go, those amounts, those limits to go up for rich people when it comes to taking out Social Security payments. They shouldn't be paying the same amount we pay when they million and billionaires. It don't make sense. How is it that we are giving up, Schumer, to Republicans so they can get tax cuts? How can you be manipulated like that? Come on, we still got till tomorrow before the vote. Make sure y'all call Senator Schumer. Look him up. Hold up. Here's the number. AOC gave the number 202-224-3121. Call these people. Call them. Tell Senator Schumer, whether you Democrat or Republican, I don't care what you are. If you need him to make sure you saved, do that. And if the government shut down, then it's time for us to help our family members. It's time for us to help them. If it's going to mean standing on something and making a change, at least if the government shut down, obviously Republicans don't want it to. It's a reason why. It's because they're going to have to come to the table, and they're going to have to work with Democrats. Do you know, last thing I'm going to say is that there are Republicans secretly meeting with Elon. One of them I watched on Capitol Hill. Secretly meeting with Elon, asking if he can make sure that in his district that you don't shut down the Social Security buildings, the Social Security office. Just shut down the Democrats. They trying to fuck us over. And you working with these people? Are you dumb?